YouTube, so here is what I'm about to do. I'm going to take some 6.5 grendel ammo that I loaded up and do some load development and see, what kind of shakes loose. I'm going to be shooting 6.5 grendel Hornady brass, all once fired, same trim length, everything like that. CCI number 400 primers, Hornady 120 grain eldm projectiles, and I'm trying out 4 different powders. I'm using Ramshot Tac, AR Comp, H335, and Varget. So I'm using 4 different powders, 3 powder charges of each except for AR Comp. I actually made 4 charges for AR Comp because I had heard about a sweet spot, and I mean, we all know how that goes, but I mean, why not try it, AR Comp is one of my favorite powders currently, so I would really like for AR Comp to shoot well, but I mean, if it doesn't, it doesn't. So I'm heading out to the range right now, and I'm bringing you guys with me. Alright YouTube, so the range is cold right now, so I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys about what I'm going to do. So I went to the 50-yard range to go qualify with the 6.5 grendel, and so now I've got my qualification target. Now I'm at the 100-yard range, and I'm about to start trying out my different loads. I think the first one I'm going to use is going to be the H335 with the 120 grain eldm, mostly because I'm the least excited about that one. I feel like I'm going to get the lowest velocity out of it. So I'm going to run it first, and then I'll probably run the Ramshot Tac next. And the reason for that is because it's another ball powder, and I'm hoping to get better groups out of the extruded powders. So I'm going to run those 2, and I'll bring you guys along with me. Alright YouTube, so the result of the first few groups with H335, the center group right there is 25.5 grains, top right is 26 grains, and then top left is 26.5. It shot well, which I'm actually not very happy about because I wanted it to shoot like garbage. Oh well. Alright YouTube, so I shot a few more groups. Alright, so Ramshot Tac at 26.5 grains, 27 grains, and then 27.5 grains. And then I tried Varget at 28 grains, 28.5, and 29 grains. 29 grains, if you notice there over off to the side, that's just one shot by itself, and then I've got 4 shots all into one place, so that might merit some exploring right around that charge, maybe. But I did have some seating depth change, so I seated the bullets to where my case overall length was 2.445, but those ended up being 2.251 or so by the time because those are a compressed load. So I'm gonna keep playing. I'm about to use the AR Comp. Wish me luck.
That's what it looks like, but everybody has tripods.
Oh yeah, actually that's perfect.
I can bend it a little better.
All right, so I shot the AR comp. 27 grains in the middle, 27.2, 27.5, 28, and then I shot one more group with the Hornady 123 grain black factory ammo. So I'm gonna go home and look at these groups a little bit closer. I'm gonna actually measure them. On one of the groups with the AR comp, the 27.5, I'd actually wrote down in my notes while I was shooting that guy right there was a flyer. I wrote it down, like I write a lot while I'm shooting, but anyway, I wrote down that one was a flyer, so that one was me. But I'm pretty sure that Varget performed the best today. We'll see whenever I actually start slapping calipers on this paper. So anyway, stand by for that. All right, YouTube, I am back at my reloading bench right now, and I'm going to talk about the results from today's shooting. All right, we'll just go into it. So it started off with the H335, like I said I was going to, and I got a .95 group. Very first group I shot out of the gun with my reloads today. It wasn't the first group of the day, it was my first group with the reloads. Because I had shot a group at 50 yards, and I zeroed the scope also, so about 6 rounds went through the gun before I started doing this. Anyway, so .95 was that group right there, and then the next group that I shot, that was with 25.5 grains. With 26 grains, I got a 1-inch group. Looks like it just won straight away from those guys right there. But, you know, that could have been me. Might not have been me. Who knows? Then this group up here was a .85, and that was a 26.5. So it clearly liked that powder and projectile combination. I'm sure if somebody decided they wanted to tweak that load, then they would be, you know, extremely happy. I was also shooting some 140 grain American Eagle out of my Creedmoor that it did not like. I didn't even measure them because the groups were so big. But that right there, you know, it shot 3 sub-MOA groups with the H335. I did not check the velocity on anything today because I just wanted to see what I could get groups out of, or see what... normally whenever I do load development, I start off to see what powder the projectile likes the best, and then I'll start tweaking you know, the load to figure out what it's actually going to like, and then I'll start checking velocities. So I got 3 sub-MOA groups out of the H335. So I mean, I didn't want it to perform well, but it did. I don't know what my velocities were, like I said, but I imagine they were pretty slow. So, oh, and I use a wide range of powder charge. Like I'm going up in you know, 5/10 of a grain increments, just to see if I can, you know, if the powder and projectile like each other. Because I found if you have like less stable powders or combinations that aren't going to work well, they won't work well for multiple charges like that. So yeah, anyway, it's a little more complex than that, but that's what we're going with for now. Alright, so then I shot the tack, the ram shot tack, and I shot this 1.1 group with the tack, which is not bad. That's not a bad group at all. And then with that was 26.5 with 27 grains of tack. I shot a 1.1, but I wrote down in my notes that I'd pulled that shot right there because I felt myself do it. Like I saw, like I'm really good at calling my shots. Ask Gil Narvez of Fortitude Consulting. I'm really good at calling my shots, and I definitely called that when I had it written down on paper and everything. And I was like, yep, there it is. And then with 27.5 grains of tack, I shot a .9. It looks like there's 2 right here and 3 right here. So it's just like 2 separate bug holes, which could merit some exploration. But I don't really like to play with ball powders that much because I shoot in North Carolina where it can be 30 degrees one day and then 75 degrees the next day. I like to stick with extruded powders that are more temperature stable. So I was very pleased with the results of Varget. With the Varget, where did I start off? At 28. So with 28 grains of Varget, I shot a 1.5 inch group. But if you look at it, you see 4 of them are right there and 1 is right there. It was probably me pulling a shot. I didn't call the shot if I did pull it, but it's very likely that it did happen. So it's a 1.5 inch group because I measure every shot. It's a 1.5 inch group, but then, you know, you look at that bug hole just getting all chewed out, and I'm like, okay. So there's that. At 28.5, I shot a 0.7 inch group, which I was very pleased with. So, yeah, I'm really happy with that. And then at 29 grains, I shot a 1.05. 4 of them went right here, and one little guy went over here. So if you take this group where 4 were, you know, bug hole, and then 1 was a little bit off, and then you got 4 bug hole right here, and then 1 a little bit off, and then you've got these 5 right here that are in a, you know, sub 3/4. I'm thinking that Varget is going to be my powder. So I'm going to play with Varget more with the 120 grain ELD projectile. Tomorrow, I think what I'll do is I'll actually start down at the bottom. I'll probably start at 28 and go up to 29 and just go up in increments of 0.2 and see what gives me the best groups. And then I'll load up some of 28.5 and see what kind of velocity I get out of them. And then, you know, if I like them, if I continue to like it, then I'm just going to load that up. And that's going to be my go-to load, depending on velocity and everything else. So that was with that. And the one I wanted to shoot the best was AR Comp. Unfortunately, it did not shoot the best. At 27 grains, I shot a 0.85 inch group right there, which is a really good group. Anything sub MOA out of a gas gun, I'm stoked. So it shot a 0.85 at 27 grains. At 27.2, which I had read on the internet was like the what is it, the sweet spot or whatever. I got 4 right here and then 1 over here. Could have thrown it, might not have, but either way, it's a 1.15, which still isn't a bad group. At 27.5 grains here, I got a 1.3 inch group where 4 of them were over here touching and 1 little guy over here, but I actually called that one. I called that one on my in my notes, so I definitely threw that shot. So where would that other one have gone? I don't know. It could have been right there and put, you know, five on top of each other and stacked them, or not. I think that AR Comp deserves another chance because, you know, all of these are, you know, they're all good groups, and I really like AR Comp powder. And then at 28 grains, I shot a 0.9. And then I just went back to factory Hornady 123 grain ELDM, the black, and I shot a 1.1 right here. So those were my results today with the 6.5 Grendel with the 120 grain ELDM projectiles with Ramshot Tac H335 Varget and AR Comp powders.